Like they've said, if the drone comes over the police station,
It's coming over?
You'll get arrested, won't you?
No. I'll take you for lawful redress and I'll take it out your ass pocket as well as the chief constable. If you do anything that's unlawful.
Right, I'm the duty inspector and you don't mind telling me what you're doing?
Inspector.
Can you just go around the front of the building now? I'll speak to you.
Please, yeah, I'll engage with you, but don't be aggressive like that.
Okay, well don't, you must not look into the police station, the video inside the police station.
I wasn't videoing, but I was looking.
Is this on, is it?
Well, I wasn't videoing.
Right. You do not film inside police stations,
please
right?
Don't speak to me like that. I'm not speaking to you like that.
Under legislation, okay?
An offence under legislation?
Yes, it is.
What legislation would that be?
It's a security offence, okay?
A security offence.
Right, just make
sure. You're being a bit vague there, Inspector.
Are you the gentleman who came earlier and asked to fly a drone over the police station?
I didn't ask. I said I'm gonna when I am gonna.
Right, okay. So I need to point out it's actually an offence under current legislation.
And what legislation would that be?
Right, okay. So it's an offence under the Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act of 2021.
No, it's not.
It is, okay.
No, it's not. Can you show me?
We've taken some legal guidance.
Can you show me?
I'm just going to tell you, okay?
Can you show me that legislation?
If you do that,
I am doing that.
I consider that a risk to the police station security.
I'm doing that.
If you continue to do that, I'll ask you to stop doing it, and if you don't do it, we'll seize your drone.
When the officer threatens to seize the drone if the pilot does not comply, the tone of the encounter quickly shifts from guidance to pressure. And that matters, because enforcement has to be based on clear legal grounds, not assumptions. The mention of the Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act 2021 may sound serious, but it does not automatically make the flight unlawful, since that law focuses on specific misuse and defined airspace limits rather than banning drones near police buildings outright. For any breach to exist, there must be a clear restriction in place, such as controlled airspace, or a risk to people or property, or a failure to follow Civil Aviation Authority rules, and none of these factors are shown in this situation. When Torbinator calmly asks for the exact rule being used, the request is simple and reasonable, yet the inspector avoids giving a direct answer, which weakens the position even further. If a solid legal basis existed, it could be presented immediately, and the entire dispute would end without confusion. So the hesitation speaks volumes and adds one more layer of doubt to the claim being made.
You will commit an offence.
If you show me, I'll tell you what, Inspector.
Under that legislation. I'm just explaining what the legislation is.
Listen.
Okay.
If you can show me that legislation, then obviously I won't do it.
I've just explained to you what it is.
Show me.
We've taken some guidance from our legal department.
Yeah.
I've just explained to you.
Well, you better take some more. You better take some more then. So if you can't show me that legislation, I will do that.
I'm telling you, right?
I am doing that.
You'll be asked to stop doing it. If you don't do it, we will seize it under Section 19 of the legislation.
No,
you will commit offences.
No, you won't. If you do anything that's unlawful, right, I will.
Well, yeah, I would expect that you would.
I would, but I don't want to do that, Inspector. All I want to do.
You must not film inside police stations.
I wasn't.
Because it's an, well, that looks like it's on, and you.
Well, how does that look like it's on? Is the screen on? Is the screen on, Inspector?
I just see a red light.
A red light? You can't see no red light because it's not on.
Well, you mustn't do that because it's a threat to our security in the police premises.
Okay, listen.
It's an official government building, you know that.
Listen, it's a public building.
Do you mind if I take you on in, please?
Yeah, Darren.
Darren what?
Darren, that's as far as we're going.
Well, okay, Darren, well, obviously, if you are found to be committing any offences, we'll need your full details. Otherwise, we couldn't deal with it by way of summons, you would have to be arrested.
I'd expect.
Torbinator offers a straightforward solution by saying show the rule, and he will comply, which should have been the simplest point in the entire exchange, because clear authority would end the matter on the spot. Instead of providing that clarity, the inspector turns to a threat of seizure under Section 19, which is not a blanket power to take a drone based on discomfort or suspicion alone. That authority only applies when there are reasonable grounds to believe the drone has been used in committing a relevant offense, which means a proven breach must come first, and nothing here establishes that foundation. As the pressure builds, the inspector changes direction and focuses on Torbinator recording with the body camera, while implying the building status makes filming inappropriate, yet a police station being a government site does not create a rule that bans recording from a place open to the public. So this shift only adds confusion and further weakens the claim being put.
Well, at the end of the day, full name?
At the end of the day.
Dan, will you give me your full details?
Will you give me your full details?
Yes, I will. I'm Inspector Garney from Northumbria Police, Hexham Police Station.
Okay.
7781's my first number.
Okay.
Right?
What's your date of birth?
No, you don't
What's
be silly.
your address?
Don't be silly.
Well, what do you want mine for?
I'm explaining to you right, you will breach current legislation.
I will not.
Which we've taken
I know
legal
the
guidance
legislation
on.
inside
Therefore,
out.
please don't do it.
I'm doing it.
If you do it,
I will do it.
we'll ask you to stop.
I'm definitely doing it now you told me that. Because I know you're lying. I know you're lying.
And if you don't allow us to seize it, you will be arrested because we won't be able to deal with it by way of summons.
Right,
okay?
listen, you
so
seize it.
Please leave the building.
I'm not in the building.
Just leave the area.
Why?
Okay?
Why?
Well,
I thought me and you were having a pleasant conversation, weren't we?
With you.
Like, you're not being reasonable. We're having a conversation. You're telling me to leave.
Right? You are a
conversation.
threat to the security of this building.
And how do you work that out,
recording
Inspector?
drone footage. So I'm telling you not to do it.
Inspector, listen.
I'm explaining the legislation that prevents you from doing it.
There is no legislation that tells me that I cannot fly over here. The only way I couldn't fly over here, right, is if it was an FTR, right? I couldn't then. If there was a CTR, I still could,
Darren,
because of the class of drone that I've got.
More. Will you give me your full details, please?
What?
Inspector then shifts again and demands Torbinator provide personal details, even though no clear offense has been identified that would justify that request, and labeling someone as a security concern does not create legal grounds on its own, since there must be an objective reason behind that claim. Torbinator responds by outlining the actual rules that govern drone use, and keeps the focus on facts rather than assumptions. He explains that if the area were subject to a flight restriction zone, then operating a drone there would not be allowed at all, and that would be immediately clear. He also notes that if the space fell under controlled airspace, flights can still be lawful depending on the type of drone and the altitude limits set by the Civil Aviation Authority. This shows that there are clear systems in place that define where drones can and cannot be used, and none of those conditions have been demonstrated in this situation, which makes the demand for personal details appear unsupported and adds another layer of doubt to the inspector position.
Tell me why, and I'll think about it.
Because I want to know who's on these premises, because I'm concerned that somebody turns up with, you know, a face covering like you. Like why are you covering your face?
Do you know, I'll tell you now.
Yes,
I'll tell you why I covered my face, Inspector. Because I was looking in the window, right? Yeah. And when you come out, you came right into my face.
Yes,
now,
I did.
I don't know if you read anything
because I don't like people looking at police stations who shouldn't be looking inside police stations.
Listen then.
Especially when I think they're filming.
Listen then.
Right, I've said all I'm going to say.
Oh, no, listen, let me finish. You'll ask me a question, man. Now, be polite, Inspector. I've listened to you. So, when I first came, I came into reception, right, to be reasonable and tell you what my intentions are, right? So,
and I got that message, and in fairness,
listen,
I was going to come speak to you.
Don't interject, please. I haven't interjected you, Inspector. Please let me finish, please. Please let me finish. No, I wasn't asked to leave. Yeah. I said I'm going to go to the toilet because I had a bit of a bad stomach. But anyway, getting back to the point, right? If I was any threat to this police station, I could stand what? 3, 4, 5 miles away, and I could fly my drone over this police station. You wouldn't have a clue where I was, Inspector.
Right,
so if I was a threat, I wouldn't go into the police station and explain out of courtesy and trying to be reasonable. Okay. I've even given you my first name. I don't have to, but be reasonable, I have.
Another key point that weakens the inspector position is the fact that Torbinator had already entered reception earlier and clearly explained what he intended to do before any of this unfolded, which is not how a genuine security threat behaves, since someone with harmful intent would not announce their actions in advance inside the same building. The inspector was aware of this context before stepping outside, yet still approaches as if the situation appeared suddenly, without warning, and that decision raises serious questions about the approach being taken. Rather than acknowledging what had already been discussed, the interaction continues, as though that prior conversation never took place, which removes important context from the moment. Torbinator even goes a step further by voluntarily giving his first name despite having no obligation to do so, which shows openness rather than avoidance. Yet the inspector continues pushing in the same direction without adjusting to these facts, which adds to the growing gap between the claims being made and the reality of what is actually happening.
I'm about to do my intentions. You might not like that as an individual, but that's not the law.
Well, it's not what you're going on about. It, Darren. It's a
please let me finish, Inspector. Please let me finish.
I've explained the legislation under which.
Can I speak to you, mate? Because he's just rude. He's just rude. He's just rude.
We've just I'm just telling you how it is.
You're not telling me, Inspector. You're just saying rude, man.
If you'd like to go, we've all got jobs to do.
The legislation, like you're saying there, about Section 19, like you're wrong, mate.
Okay.
You're totally wrong,
then you
bro.
can challenge Northumbria Police Legal Department.
But I don't want to do that.
Because
I don't want to have to do that, though.
Well, that's up to you. That's your prerogative.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I've told you,
I'm not here
you
to
will
start
not be
making
permitted to fly the drone over this police station based on police station security.
I can fly it. Oh, I can fly it anywhere and look in, mate. Don't have to fly over.
I've just asked you not to do it. I've explained the legislation for you not to do it.
Right, explain the legislation again.
Consequences.
Legislation again.
Right, because it's a threat to the station security for you to fly the drone and record that drone.
And that tells me that in section 19, does it?
No, section 19 is the offence. It gives us the power to seize the drone if you don't.
At one stage, the inspector tells Torbinator to move along because officers have real duties, waiting, which sounds strange, given that this entire situation began because they chose to step outside and escalate it on their own, and no one forced them into this encounter, so the responsibility sits with them. As the discussion returns to the missing element of a clear offense, the inspector does not explain the legal basis or adjust his position, and instead dismisses the issue by saying it can be taken up with the legal department later, which reveals a lack of confidence, because a strong position would be supported immediately, not passed off for later review. This moment highlights the gap between authority and explanation, and leads into something important to share. There is a new platform called Underwood arriving at a time when the legal environment in the UK is shifting rapidly with broader powers, active enforcement, and constant updates that many people only understand when they are already involved. Underwood is designed to keep individuals informed and prepared at all times through more than 100 interactive legal guides where users make decisions and see how those choices affect safety, risk, and evidence standing in real scenarios. The platform also includes StopBot, which is an AI focused on UK policing that explains powers and thresholds in a clear way, and in guide mode acts like a teacher to strengthen understanding and remove doubt. There is also a daily feed covering policing activity, incidents, operational changes, and crime, along with detailed breakdowns of misconduct cases and new laws, so users understand what is actually changing. Additional tools include a live drone safety map, with awareness features, a civil claim checker, a police complaint generator, and a system for building information requests, with more features being added over time. This platform is not driven by outrage, but by the need for awareness, preparation, and protection as trust in policing reaches low levels, and it will launch soon at an affordable monthly cost, with more details available through the Underwatch channel link below. And now the focus returns back to the video narrative.
I won't do it. If you can explain that legislation, Inspector, I won't do it. If you can't, then I'll...
He already has done.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
He has.
What's your number?
2203.
When did you leave school?
Are you trying to be funny?
I'm just asking a question. When did you leave school?
Nothing to do with you.
The Air Traffic Management and Unmanned Aircraft Act 2021,
yeah,
right?
Right.
So, part of that legislation makes it an offence for an individual to fly a drone over a police station if there is a perceived threat to the security of that station. I am the duty inspector. I perceive that to be a threat to the security of this police station. Therefore, if you could do it, you'll be asked not to do it under that legislation. If you don't stop doing it, we will seize that drone under section 19 of the legislation.
What
and
legislation?
If you don't allow of what I've just explained to you.
What, the unmanned aircraft?
Yes, right. And if you don't allow us to do it,
you're wrong, you know.
You'll be arrested.
You're wrong, you know.
Right? And if you don't give your details so that you can be summoned, you'll also be arrested because we can't deal with the
Well, I'll already be arrested, won't I?
All right.
As the situation continues, the inspector begins to rely on his rank as the main justification and suggests that being the duty inspector makes his personal view of a possible threat enough to activate legal powers. But that is not how statutory authority functions in practice. The law does not depend on personal perception alone, and always requires a clear and objective basis that can be explained and supported with facts. Holding a senior role at the scene does not widen the limits of the law and only places a duty on the officer to apply it properly and fairly. As the word arrest starts to appear repeatedly alongside a vague suggestion of risk, it exposes a clear gap between the seriousness of that power and the reasoning being presented. Arrest is a significant legal step meant for defined situations, and it is not designed to be used as a method to pressure someone into compliance when the foundation for it has not been properly established, which further weakens the position being taken.
So I'm just explaining now. I don't know how much more I can say.
Okay, what's your Inspector what? Sorry. Just for the record, Inspector Tyrant features, I think you look a bit like a tyrant.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know what...
Thanks very much. I'll tell you one thing, we might get 1 or 2 calls if you walk around Hexham like that because people don't normally go around with their face covered.
Well, then you'll know, won't you, that it's me.
Right.
Warn you, and I'm worried about my. So don't try and threaten me, mate.
I'm just telling
Right?
you how it is.
Is there any law of me walking about like this, Inspector?
Not at the moment.
Right then.
But
So if you get a call, I'd
you were
expect you to
cause
tell them then,
any
wouldn't you?
threat, harassment or alarm to anybody, then there would
Walking
be.
down the street.
Right.
Would
okay.
walking down the street with this
we're
on?
done.
No, because
We're
I don't
done.
want to do that.
We're done.
I don't want to do that. I don't want to cause anyone any harassment.
We're done.
So me walking down the street with this on, would that be a criminal offence,
I'm going to ask
Inspector?
you to leave the premises now,
Exactly. I
okay?
didn't think it would be,
Right.
would it?
Can you leave it?
No, I am going to stand over there, or I might stand a mile away, I might stand 2 miles away, and I'm going to fly my drone over your police station, like it or not. That's what's happening, mate.
Like they've said, if the drone comes over the police station,
It's coming over.
you'll get arrested, won't you?
No.
Well, we'll see you very soon
So
then,
we'll see you
won't we?
shortly.
So I'm getting arrested if it goes over the police station, am I now?
You've been told. I've told you not to do it.
The earlier points fail to hold the direction changes once more, and attention turns to Tinator covering his face with a claim that it could lead to harassment, alarm, or distress, which pushes that idea far beyond its intended meaning. Covering your face is not an offense on its own, and public order law still requires conduct that is clearly threatening or abusive rather than something that is simply seen as unwelcome during an encounter. The timing of this shift makes it appear less like a genuine concern and more like an effort to support the pressure that has already been building. Soon after, a sergeant arrives and immediately supports the inspector without first confirming what has actually taken place, which quickly moves the situation toward talk of arrest and strengthens the stance instead of examining whether the original reasoning was ever valid, which adds another level of escalation without proper foundation.
So I'm getting arrested if the drone goes over. You said you're going to tell me to bring it down? Make it mind.
He told you not to do
Just
it.
don't do it.
Under what law? I
told
don't
the
call a
law.
law me, mate,
Right.
and I'm doing it. Right?
Well,
and you know
you
what it
do
is,
it then.
Inspector? Not only will I take Northumberland, I'll take you as well for lawful redress, mate. Believe me, I'll take you for lawful redress, and I'll take it out your ass pocket as well as the Chief Constable's if you do anything that's unlawful to me.
Okay.
Simple as that, mate. Alright. Yeah?
I've explained to you, I've been reasonable.
No, you
That's it,
haven't.
that's the
No,
end
you
of
haven't.
the
You're trying to
We're-
blackmail me.
we're all
You're trying to
busy people.
blackmail me, mate. Well, get yourself in. No, I didn't ask you to come out,
Right.
did I?
Well, you go away from this police station.
No.
Because this is our police station. Where
There's
we
no
work,
chance to say I can't be here,
and
yeah?
we like look after our.
There's no chance to say I can't be here, yeah? Is there?
Okay.
Is there any chance to say I can't be here, yeah? Am I breaking the law by being here, yeah? If I am, I'll leave.
You're not. But I've just.
Inspector.
You know, our conversation is finished, isn't it?
No. Who dictates that? You dictated when it
Well,
starts.
that's
Well, I'll
what I
dictate
want
when
to
it
say to
finishes
you.
then.
Do not walk back up to that glass again, because I got the impression that you were about to record in this police station. Please go away.
Right.
Please don't look
You what?
into the police station.
Is that against the law?
Right? We consider that to be a threat against our
That's
security
not
in
against the
here.
law, man. Are we,
Right.
Inspector? Let's be serious, mate.
Can you
I don't want to
please
leave.
just let us get on with
You
our
know
work?
what? I don't want to leave on bad terms, right?
Well, I
Me
don't
looking
want-
through that window,
I
right?
never wanted to start on them. I just don't like people
I know, so let's try and sort
causing my
ourselves out.
staff
I know, and I don't want to do
alarming
that.
here, you
Inspector,
see.
that
Right,
is not
thank
my
you.
intention.
That's appreciated then.
But one question before you go, please. Me looking through that window, glass, is that an offence?
It's not what normal people do.
Oh,
I'm
what's
honest with you.
normal, man, Inspector?
Right.
You can't get
All right,
arrested
okay.
for not doing
Thanks very
something
much,
what you
Darren.
class is
Thanks
not
for your
normal,
time.
Inspector, man.
Okay.
If you don't like members of the public taking the man, then get a different job that doesn't deal with the public,
Right.
mate.
Okay, Darren, thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Yes, thanks.
just a bit of friendly advice and all that.
Bye.
Yeah, see you later, mate. How mad's that? How mad's that?
What really stands out in the final moments is the sharp contrast between the intense tone of the interaction and the quiet outcome that follows, because throughout the encounter the language pointed towards serious consequences, like seizure, arrest, and security concerns, yet none of these actions ever happen in reality. When Torbinator points out there are no signs restricting access, and even the inspector accepts that no law is being broken by his presence, the entire foundation of the confrontation begins to collapse. Another key detail is how the explanation keeps changing as each point struggles to stand, with the focus shifting from drone rules to security concerns to filming and then to public order, which clearly shows there was never a solid offense identified from the beginning. Instead, the situation turns into an ongoing attempt to find any justification for the initial approach, which weakens the credibility of the actions being taken. In the end, Torbinator simply walks away, while the inspector heads back inside the station, leaving behind an encounter that started with strong warnings, but ended without any of them being enforced. For all the emphasis on authority and risk, the situation closes quietly, because there was no solid ground to act on, and something that began with confidence and control finishes with nothing to support it at all. If you found value in this breakdown, make sure to like the video, share it with others, and subscribe to support the channel and help keep this kind of accountability in focus.